Hey, y'all ready for graduation? Hey! We're about to graduate Xavier University, class of 2018. All right, y'all ready? All right, let's go. Wow, I can't believe we're finally done with school. Y'all agree? I can't believe we're graduating already.
For real though.
It seems like just the other day we were back in high school, graduating together.
For real.
Oh God.
For real. So like crazy. Now that we done, like, what would you tell your high school self? Like, to tell your college self, like, what's some lessons?
When I first getting started?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me start by asking you guys a question. Have you ever done or said something without any prior thought before? I mean, I know I have. I'm talking about impulsiveness. Being impulsiveness is really a double-edged sword, and it was a problem that I had to get rid of whenever I first started college. Sometimes it's really bad whenever my impulsiveness tells me like, oh, you can do that project later, or you can just leave your work for later because right now it's the weekend. You gotta have fun and you gotta do whatever you want to do because that's what college is all about. It's all about having fun. It's your time of your life. But that stuff doesn't really fly anymore like it used to in high school. I mean, back then all the stuff was easy as hell. And now, once you get behind, it's always an uphill battle because no one's waiting for you no more. It's not like anybody's gonna hold your hand or anything. But I just feel like it's really hard because nowadays, especially in our generation, like being impulsive is just like second nature. We just don't think about what we're doing no more. We're kind of just giving in. We're submitting to it, honestly, and we're just letting it tell us to not do any work, to be lazy, and we can leave everything for later, but we can't because this is college. We gotta start working, and we gotta work for the career for our lives. But honestly, it's not like too bad of a thing because there's also a lot of positives that comes with being impulsive. Like during our group projects or doing any kind of activity, it really gives me the confidence to actually volunteer to do stuff because without it, we can't really get anywhere started, especially in stuff like group projects because nobody wants to be the first one to do anything because it's hard. It's a lot of pressure, and me having the confidence to take over that and allowing my teammates to follow suit really helped me get through college with ease. And honestly, impulses are just really something to control. They could be good, they could be bad, but at the end of the day, it's just something that we got to deal with. So impulses are a double-edged sword. It's just how we use it is up to us.
All right, my story is, if I can go back and talk to my high school self about coming to college, I would tell myself that you can't survive college being quiet because using your voice is going to be one of the biggest transitions when you get to college, and it's also going to have one of the biggest impacts on your college experience. Like high school, you only talk to students and teachers, but it's not the same when you're in college. In college, you got to talk to the financial aid office and make sure you have money right, because if it's not, you not going to be going to school for very long. You got to talk to housing. You got other people. You got to talk to the deans. Anybody you got to voice a complaint to, or you got to, handle your business when you in college. So to help me get out of my shell, I had to break out and meet new people, break my shell, so that I won't be so nervous around, meeting new people and starting conversations, because I'm very shy and I don't like talking to too many people. And the way I did that was I began making friends in my classes. They would help me with schoolwork and different things and like that. And they would go and talk to their teachers, get bonus points and stuff like that. And I'd be like, well, I need to get on some of that too. So I began to break out, make connections, go talk to my teachers and go talk to them. And basically, use the voice that I was given, because teachers, they'll help you out in a lot of different ways. They're not going to be cold-hearted and just shut you out and not give you any reason as to why. They'll help you along. They'll give you one-on-one with your with the schoolwork. They'll give you bonus points. They'll even refer you to other people if they can't help you. So I had to learn how to use my voice and get what I wanted or what I needed, perhaps, because I know over the summer when I was trying to take summer classes, I didn't have too much money for personal, financial problems. So I had to go break out of my shell and go talk to my financial aid advisor. She helped me a lot with getting money and getting work study so that I can be able to take my classes and get on track, because I didn't do too well being that I was quiet my being here. But also being here, I also learned that, again, you can't survive college being quiet. You got to, in order to survive and get through college, you got to speak up for what you want, because closed mouths don't get fed.
All right, so if I could tell my high school self something, it would to be depend on yourself, don't depend on others, because others will let you down, but you can always pick yourself up. And I say that to say independence, there's nothing wrong with being independent. I mean, independence can help you with self-control. It can increase self-esteem and trust in yourself, and it will help you reclaim confidence. Independence help you with self-control. One, because you are in control of your actions regardless of what the situation is. You're able to give yourself your own advice. You don't have to depend on others to give you advice. I mean, when I was in high school, I always wanted to know and wait for everybody else to figure out what were we doing that weekend. Hey, what's up with this weekend? I would ask everybody else instead of figuring out the plans for people to follow after me. So I would definitely say, independence do help with self-control. It increased self-esteem. Why? Well, because one, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? It was times when I looked at myself in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. So I had to tell myself, like, hey, look, you do what you have to do every single day. It don't matter. You don't have to wait for nobody to tell you when you have to do stuff or what you have to do. You get up and you do it. You take pride in what you have to do every single day. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, hey, you got a doctor's appointment today. Hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do that. Because when you get to college, they're not going to tell you. You're on your own. You by yourself. They're going to treat you like a grown adult. You wanted to be grown in high school. Hey, is a whole different reality come college. And I had to regain confidence in myself. One, because, it hit a rough patch from being when I was bullied in high school up until now, coming to college and coming all the way down here to school by myself. I had to gain that confidence. People going to tell you what they want to say. They're going to voice their opinions to you, but you can't let that get you down. My mom always said, you got a crown sitting on top of your head. It may tilt, but you can't let it fall off. Readjust and keep walking. So with all that being said, confidence and independence, it helped maintain my self-control, helped boost my self-esteem, and I regained my confidence back. So, you have your own hand, walk with it. You got two of them. Hold your own hand, because everybody's not going to be there for you. So, do you think independence is a curse? Because I don't.
What I would tell my high school self is that you're a follower and you didn't even know it. Something many people don't realize is that followers are needed just as much as leaders. Yes, leadership and following, it coincides. It is similar, but it's also different. Yes, here in college, it's great. It's fun. But everything is not as simple as most people and most high schoolers think. College is a lot of hard work, and living independently really makes you make a huge adjustment. I remember being in high school and thinking, man, I cannot wait to get out of my mom's house and live my life and do what I want. And I did not think about the independent living and what comes with it. Like most high schoolers, in high school, we were raised to be independent and be our own selves. Everyone wanted to be the leader of the pack or the top dog at the school. No one wanted to follow anybody else because no one wanted to be a follower. But here in college, you realize that following is not always bad. You may have to follow people in order to get where you need to go. Even though you want to stand out from the crowd and have your own identity, following, it's a balance between leadership and following. And also, followers are important because they basically make or break the leader. Without followers, there would be no leader. And in college, you have so much going on with classes, homework, and your social life, and you cannot always be the leader. Sometimes you have to take a step back and relax and let other people be in control. And I know it's hard because I know it was hard for me. Because in high school, I was always the one who wanted to be the head in charge in the groups. I wanted to lead the groups. And if it was like my way or the highway. But I know now you can't do that. I even had this experiment with the group where I had to be blindfolded. I ate blindfolded and I even played pool blindfolded. I had to be led around. So I had to depend on someone to keep me going and to make sure I was safe and doing what I needed to do. This goes with following. And this experiment was actually very difficult for me, and I found that out about myself, that I'm not usually a follower and I don't like to follow. But I do realize that you have to sometimes. And now, I'm not saying don't be a leader, but sometimes you will have to depend on others and follow others. I learned how to keep my independence, even when I'm not the leader and following and dependent on someone else. Followers are the backbone of leaders, and they are needed just like leaders. Like I said before, without followers, there wouldn't be a leader. And always remember, the way you follow is the way you'll lead. They coincide with each other.
It's been a pretty nice time. I didn't know a lot about all of you guys before this, but it's been a really nice time. I'm glad that we did this carpool confessional, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, for real.
Me too.
You guys good? All right, cool.
Oh, look, y'all. We're here. Y'all ready to go graduate?
Hell yeah, let's go! Yeah!